The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I have a very close friend. I became a very close friend of his. His name is William Abud. William Abud lives in Great Neck. And he worked for a company called FXCM. FXCM, I got very close to them. They actually have my BCA girls come. They're a platform. They're amazing. It's a platform on Wall Street that trades funds, trades all the different currencies of the world. So if you want to buy English money or Russian money, and you want to play the market of monies, this is the platform. This is where you go on your computer. So I was invited. I became friendly with them. I brought my girls, and they helped me with BCA, and they gave us a lot of charity, and they helped us out a lot. And I actually brought the girls to see the place because one of the main partners is a guy that drove a taxi and made nothing, a Bukharian. And his luck, his mazel was that the taxi or the limo that he drove was huge guy on the market who traded funds. He didn't know how to trade funds. He did nothing. He was a guy who came from Zecharia. He didn't know anything. He didn't know how to speak English. And he used to listen to this guy's phone calls. So he used to drive him out to Jersey, wherever he used to drive him out. So he asked this guy, could you teach me while we're driving? Could you tell me like how the thing works? And this guy used to teach him. He was a young guy. And he listened, and he listened, and he opened up his own place in competition with that guy, whatever. And he got, it's all Jewish guys. And just to show you that if you come from nowhere, if you really want, I mean, Hashem has to help you, but you have to be smart, you know, if you want, what? Very big, very smart. But not busy, he knew how to build a platform, he knew computers. He learned how to build, anyway, so these guys, famous, all the guys from FXCM, they gave so much tzedakah. You have no idea. To everybody. 5 partners. One day, about 2 years ago, the laws of monetary laws in Europe changed. And one day, the banks changed all the laws. And because they changed all the laws, the people that owned money had to sell everything. So there was a dumping on the exchange. And when you have a dumping on the exchange, let's say the value is 50, it's going, when everybody's selling, I'll take 30, I'll take 20, I'll take 10, to 0. They lost all their money in one day. And not in one day, in one moment. And you have to have a lot of money behind this, like the banks have to have an FDIC. There was no bank. They were finished. It folded. Don't ask. It lost everything in one moment. And for the last 2 years, they were bought out, whatever was left. And then they threw them out. We're lucky to come out with their skin. Okay? It doesn't exist anymore, this platform, FXCM. Traded on the stock market. Gone. Goodbye. You can't trade in America. You can only trade in Europe, but they don't own it anymore. This man lost everything. He's about tshuva. He's a frum guy in Great Neck. He davens 3 times a day. He's a tzaddik. And he's in my house last week to talk to me about something else. And I look at him, I say, William, I want to ask you a question. Just if you could answer me this answer. I said, this is what I do, I think. How are you dealing with God? Like Hashem. We built buildings, we built yeshivas. You gave so much tzedakah. How could Hashem do this to you? In one moment, you lost everything. It's nothing. Everything. How do you go to daven every morning? How do you get up in the morning and say, Moda Ani? Right? It's a heavy question, but I'm real. I want to know. Because if you could tell me, then I could learn how does someone who gives away so much money to Hashem's people, and Hashem took all his money away in 1 second. He never even had a chance to save, to put away. It was gone. He woke up in the morning, there was no more trading. He looks at me, he says, you want to know how I deal with Hashem? I'll tell you a story. And I asked him permission to say over the story by my share. He said, he's also a refugee. He came from, I don't know where, Iran. Came from Iran, 0. Never had anything. I don't know if he came from parents, whatever it is. And he's a very smart guy. He got a job on Wall Street, a low line job. And he got a job in a company that was trading currencies. And they were so small that the whole company was in one room, and they had 2 long tables together, and the traders would have a computer, and all around the table, you don't have your own desk, all around this table were all the different traders, 50 traders, whatever, all around, and everybody was trading, and he was making a couple of dollars. The guy next to him was very, very brilliant, and he was a non-Jewish guy, and they became very close friends. They sat for, I think it was 15 years he was doing this, or 10 years, whatever it was, and they became very close friends. And everyone would help each other. Like, what does your customer want? I have it. My customer one have, who has this? They have it. And they were all trading. That's a trading floor. One day, the guy was sitting next to him, who's like the most brilliant of them all, gets a phone call from a very, very big company that this company wants to create like an FXCM, like that type of thing. But they want to create the biggest and best, trading floor, that they're going to be the number one who trades currencies in the world. So they called this guy and they told him, you have an open book. You create this platform. You hire the staff. I don't care what you pay them, whatever it takes. We are going to be the elite. They were a big company, and that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to trade currencies outside of their stock market. So he was sure, being that he's this guy's best friend, that he's going to hire him first. He hires the girl that sits across from him. I need you to come to the new company. He's leaving this company, offers her crazy money. And he starts to pick people all around, traders, to build his team, right? To build this platform that's going to be the biggest in the world and the number one. And he's sitting there, and everybody's getting jobs, and William's not getting a job. He doesn't understand what's going on over here. This guy's my buddy, and he was good at what he does. He figured he's going to be the last. He's going to hire him the last. He's the last guy. Last guy gets the most money, right? He'll be on top. He'll be on the other side, and all the people will be in between. And one day, he hears that this guy finished hiring. He's got his team. He said, I was about tshuva. And they were paying these people 10 times what they were getting in the brokerage that they were to take them out. You're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars salary. And he was just starting. He's like, Hashem, I understand. I gave about tshuva. Right? I became from all the work I did on myself. He picked everyone around the table but me. He said, Rabbi Wallerstein, for 6 months, Hashem, I don't understand you. This guy's not Jew. This one's not Jew. That one's not a Jew. A couple of Jews, but why did he leave me out? 6 months, he didn't get an answer, and he was down. He said, you know what? You have to be talking, you have to share, whatever. You have to be talking. Okay. A year and a half later, in the World Trade Center, on the 86th floor, the plane hit the 86th floor. No one had a chance to get out. They were all working for a company called Fitzgerald. The most people that died in 9/11 was that company. They lost their whole company. Hundreds of people. Every single one that was at that table that was picked died on that day. Not one of them walked out. He said, Rabbi Wallerstein, you're asking me how I'm dealing with what happened to FXCM? He said, once that happened, every day after 9/11 is a present. I should not be here. I should have been there. I didn't get the job. He said, every single one of those people were my friends. The girl across, dead. The guy next to him, dead. They didn't have a chance. The plane didn't hit below or above. It hit the floor, but all those people were on. He says, I should have questioned me? He said, Rabbi Wallerstein, from 9/11 on, I don't have any questions. Every time I wake up, it's like, I shouldn't be here. I should have been with them. So today is an amazing day. If you're not supposed to be here and you're here, you're going to make the best day out of it that you can. So I was sitting there, I'm like, so you don't have any questions? He goes, no, I have no questions. My questions are over. I thought about it when he left, and I'm like, really? That's a crazy story. I agree, but we say Moda Ani because we're not supposed to be here every day. We're not supposed to be here every day. We have to look at it that if I'm here today, that's a crazy gift. I need to do the best that I can today.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org